We all know that moment when you step on the scale after being good all week and the number hasn't budged. Or worse, it has gone up. And then you're standing there thinking, what is wrong with me? Why can't I just stick to anything? Well, what if I told you that the reason you can't lose weight isn't because you lack willpower, but because you're actually trying too hard? I lived in that cycle for over 10 years, restrict all week, binge on the weekend, start over on Monday. And the harder I tried to lose weight, the more obsessed I became. Until one day I did something that felt completely backwards. I stopped trying to lose weight. And that's when actually everything changed. In today's video, I'm going to share exactly why this counterintuitive approach led me to lose 13 kilos or 30 pounds over time without dieting, tracking, or obsessing. And more importantly, how you can start doing this today, including a little action plan for the next 4 weeks. So with all that being said, let's dive in. Here's what no one tells you about the weight loss obsession. The harder you try, the more your body fights back. I learned this the hard way. For years, I was the girl who knew every diet trend, #Fitspo workouts, well, check. Egg white or protein, everything, check. Skipping meals and feeling guilty about food, totally normal, right? Except none of them work long term. Because here's what happens when you're obsessed with losing weight. Your brain gets stuck in scarcity mode, so you're either on or off, good or bad, perfect or a failure, and your body, it is just trying to survive what feels like a constant restriction. So it holds on to the weight, it increases the cravings and makes you think about food all the time. Not because you lack willpower, but because it's protecting you from what it perceives as a danger. Let me paint you a picture of what this looked like for me. Well, Monday hits, so I'm thinking, this is it. This week will be different. I'm gonna be perfect. I'm gonna reach my goals. Then on Tuesday, I'm doing great. I'm feeling in control. Wednesday rolls around and I still feel good, but I'm starting to feel deprived. And then Thursday, well, my thoughts were just one bite, but this just one bite turns into eating the whole thing. Then on Friday, I'm thinking, well, I already messed up, so I might as well enjoy the weekend all the way until Sunday night, where another binge eating attack happens while promising myself I'll start fresh on Monday. Does this sound familiar? So this isn't a weight loss cycle, this is a stress cycle. The more you repeat it, the more your body learns to expect restriction. I just tried to say this word a couple of times. I always want to say expect, I don't know. Anyways, so it prepares itself by slowing your metabolism and increasing your hunger hormones. So by doing that, by restricting, you're literally training your body to hold on to weight. And I'm not even going into the effects of stress themselves right now. I actually recorded a previous video all about that. You can check it out here and I will have it linked down below. It's super informative because stress impacts so much, and that's why we want to get out of this stress cycle that we think is some sort of dieting, right? The turning point for me came when I was 25 years old and I was enrolled in a health coaching program through the Institute of Integrative Nutrition. And I was hoping that this year-long program that I enrolled in would finally help me overcome my binge and emotional eating. And it did, it did help me manage my compulsive eating habits. I learned that my problem wasn't food itself, it was the underlying reason why I wanted to eat. But here's what nobody talks about. Even after losing some of the weight, I was still unhappy with myself and my body. I felt that so-called skinny fat. I was constantly bloated, low on energy. And that's when it hit me. All of this isn't just about the food. This isn't just about willpower. This is about my entire relationship with my body, with stress and myself. So I started working on my self-image, my body image, and my gut and hormone health because I realized it wasn't normal to constantly have belly aches, feeling bloated and all of that. And that's when I started asking different questions. So instead of how can I eat less, I asked what does my body actually need to feel good? Instead of asking myself what food should I avoid, I ask myself what's causing these digestive issues. Instead of how can I have more willpower, I ask what would make me feel truly satisfied and energized. And by doing that, by shifting that perspective and that mindset and leaning into more than just the food, everything changed. Because when you stop fighting your body and start working with it, when you get curious and address the real root causes of everything. So emotional, physical, and mental. That's when weight loss becomes a natural byproduct and not just the main focus, and when things finally start to feel more easy and, well, you actually reach those goals. Through my health coaching training and years of trial and error, I discovered 3 key shifts. Shift number 1, shift from restriction to nourishment. So instead of cutting out foods, I started adding in what my body needed. And that's actually a concept that I learned through my health coaching certification at IIN. And they call this approach or this concept crowding out. This approach involves constantly adding in more nourishing, health promoting foods or even activities in terms of lifestyle, which then naturally leaves less room for the less healthy options. So instead of focus on what to cut out, which can feel restrictive, you focus on what you add in, like more fruits, more vegetables, healthy fats, healthy proteins. And here's what that shift from restricting to nourishing your body can look like. So you start your day with protein and healthy fats. This stabilizes your blood sugar and reduces those afternoon cravings. So aim for 20 to 30 grams of protein at breakfast. Think eggs with avocado, Greek yogurt with nuts, a protein smoothie. And then you want to make sure to include fiber-rich foods that feed your gut bacteria, berries, leafy greens, beans, vegetables. Add in some more anti-inflammatory foods that soothe your body, not just in your stomach or gut area, but all over. So things like berries, turmeric, ginger, omega-3 rich fish, chia seeds. When your body truly feels nourished, the cravings naturally decrease. When they lose their intensity, when they lose their grab over you, and you stop feeling like you need to eat everything inside because your body actually trusts that food will be available. Shift number 2, shift from willpower to emotional regulation. So on my journey, I had to learn new ways to cope with stress and difficult emotions. Because here's the truth, if food is your primary coping mechanism, no amount of willpower will work long term. And here's the toolkit that I built for myself. So for anxiety, I would do some box breathing, which means it's like a breathing technique that incorporates breathing in for 4 seconds, then holding for 4 seconds, exhaling for 4 seconds, then holding for 4 seconds again. So in the box, 4, 4, 4, and then you repeat that 5 times. Then for overwhelm, I would brain dump everything that was on my mind. I would write it down on paper and then pick just one thing to focus on to ease that overwhelm. Or for stress, I would go on a 5 to 10 minute walk, sometimes longer, outside or inside around the house. Or I would do some gentle stretching. Then for loneliness, text a friend, call someone, or even just watching something that makes me laugh. So hopefully that inspires you to maybe, whenever you feel lonely, instead of eating your feelings, to reach out to someone, talk to someone. Or as I said, watch something that you are passionate about and makes you laugh, just something that makes you not feel lonely, because no food in the world is gonna make you not feel lonely. Then for boredom, have a list ready, read a chapter, organize your drawer, do a face mask, take a bath. So just a list of things that you could do whenever you feel bored, so that you're not turning to food. And the key here is to practice those things before you actually need them, so that they become automatic responses in the future. And a little side note here, it is okay to still sometimes soothe your emotions with food. It's still okay to reach to food to feel better when you do it sometimes. Because the important thing here is that food is not the only coping mechanism that you have, because when it's the only thing, that is actually when we have those problems. Then shift number 3, shift from fixing to healing. This was the biggest one for me. I stopped seeing myself as broken and needing to be fixed, and instead started to see myself as someone who was learning and who was healing. Here's how to make the shift. Change your self-talk. So instead of thinking, I'm so bad with food, try, I'm learning to trust my body. Instead of, I have no willpower, try, I'm building new skills, I'm building new coping skills. And also practice the 3-second pause. So when you catch yourself being self-critical, pause and ask yourself, would I say this to my best friend? Another thing for this shift is to start each day by setting an intention and not a restriction. So tell yourself, or set that intention like, today I want to feel energized, instead of setting up a restriction rule like, today I won't eat sugar. And of course, important as always, celebrate small wins. So have you noticed that you pause before emotional eating? That is progress, even if you still ate. because healing happens in an environment of safety and not shame. Now, what actually happened then? What were the results? Yes, I lost about 13 kilograms or 30 pounds over time. That was the weight between my heaviest and the weight where I felt the best in. And right now my weight is a little bit higher than that weight where I felt the best in because, well, it's my post-baby body, I'm still breastfeeding and all of that. But I still feel good in my body and it's a different time right now. But all that weight change was honestly the least important part. What really changed was that I stopped thinking about food constantly. I could enjoy holidays without overthinking, or I was able to move countries. I became a mother without falling back into old patterns. And I started to have stable energy throughout my days instead of crashes and cravings all day long. I felt comfortable in my skin for the first time in years. I could eat a cookie without spiraling into guilt. In fact, I could eat a cookie without needing to finish the package. And I learned to trust my body's hunger and fullness signals again. And the confidence that I gained along, it spilled over into everything. I started my business despite my fears. I showed up online even when it's scary. I take up space in ways I never did before. Because when you heal a relationship with food, you're healing your relationship with yourself. If this resonates with you, here's your step-by-step action plan for the next 4 weeks. Week 1, pause the weight loss focus. Remove your scale or put it away for at least a week, not forever, but just until that diet culture mindset has shifted. Delete the calorie counting apps from your phone, unfollow accounts that make you feel bad about your body and yourself, and give yourself permission to explore what your body actually needs without any judgment. Then for week 2, start to get curious about your patterns. Keep a simple awareness journal, physical or on your phone, not for food tracking, but for tracking feelings. So whenever you feel the urge to emotionally eat, write down, what time is it? What was I doing before this urge? What am I feeling right now? Stressed, bored, lonely, overwhelmed? What do I think I really need? Is it rest, connection, movement, comfort? Do this without judgment. It is just to gather data. Then week 3, start building new coping strategies. So pick 2-3 strategies from the toolkit that I shared earlier. Practice them daily, even when you don't need them. Set reminders on your phone to practice box breathing. Keep a list of 5-minute activities that make you feel good. Have the number of a supportive friend ready to call, or build your own toolkit based on other things that come to your mind that make you feel good. Then for week 4, practice self-compassion. Notice your inner dialogue throughout the day. When you catch yourself being critical, pause and reframe. Practice that best friend test. Would you say this to someone who you love? And end each day by writing down one thing you're proud of, no matter how small. Remember, this is about progress and not perfection. If you've been stuck in a diet binge cycle, if you're tired of thinking about food all the time, if you want to lose weight but you're exhausted from trying so hard, please know you're not broken, you don't need more willpower, you need a different approach. And such kind of healing that doesn't happen in 2-3 months. And if someone tells you otherwise, they are lying. All of this is so worth the journey. And to help you along with that journey, I've created a free training called Stop Nighttime Overeating in 7 days, where I walk you through my exact method for breaking the emotional eating cycle by breaking the urge to give into those cravings gently and without restriction. So you can grab it down below in the description. And if you found this video helpful, as always, please hit that like and subscribe button. It helps more women who are struggling with all of this to find this message. And please drop a comment below and let me know which of these 3 shifts resonates most with you. And before I let you go, remember you deserve to feel free around food, and that freedom is possible. Lots of love, and I'll see you in the next video.